Anything becomes easy if you are willing and devoted. Welcome back to Will. Now this is where we...
만약 돌아갈 수만
autosave.
있다면
So this is where we left off, I suppose. Yeah. So right now we have 2 individual letters, which I guess we may as well knock out before we go back and do Spotty and Jang Gyung-min. The Gray World. The manga was gray. The sky was gray. Even the happy 3 friends that had been playing on the screen looked gray. The past 2 days I had been faking a foot injury. I hadn't left the room at all. Even all my meals had been brought home by Rocky. I felt like a lump of sludge, rotting in front of the computer, staring at it all day. Why would she spend her birthday with the art teacher, Mr. Wen? Oh no! Were they a couple? I closed the episode of Happy 3 Friends. Oh no. Now does this letter change if we get the Jimmy ending of the birthday extravaganza with Li Wen? I then logged into my secret blog. All of the recent entries had been about her. That's not creepy at all. The most recent one had some pictures I had taken on her birthday. She had gone into a cafe with Mr. Wen. They then left together, rode the subway together, they even went into the same apartment building. Dude. Even though I had soon found out that they were neighbors, it still felt like too much of a coincidence. Did she move next door to him, knowing that he lived there? No. I kept scrolling through the pictures, imagining that it had been me with her instead. Oh man. I had been looking at her from far away, but I couldn't summon the courage. I finally had my line ready. It was Mr. Wen who got in ahead of me. Jimmy, I'm going to eat the last piece of the cake in the fridge if you don't. Rocky, oh, that was entirely the wrong voice. Jimmy, I'm going to eat the last piece of the cake in the fridge if you don't. Rocky yelled from the living room. Yeah, go ahead. I wiped my face hastily. Feels bad, Jimmy. Thank you. Bringing more chicken legs tonight. Rocky had thought it was my birthday 2 days ago. I'd ordered the cake from Hong Kong. Thank goodness I hadn't put her name on it. That would be absurdly creepy. I took another glance at those annoying pictures and clicked the delete button. Good. The confirmation dialogue popped up. Yet, I couldn't do it. I dragged myself to the bathroom. Looked in the mirror. My face was horribly pale. My hair was all messed up and my eyes were so red. Even the reflection seemed to be mocking my loser self. Nice Jimmy's finished last. Took a wet towel and went back to the computer. Rinsed my glass with boiled water and poured some milk into it. I grabbed the face cream and squeezed the container. Face cream? I held the glass up and stirred, then took a big sip. I didn't realize I had just made a huge mistake. I just thought the milk tasted bitter because of my horrible mood. It had also had a minty taste. My tongue was feeling a little numb. Looked at the bottle I had just used. Smoothie face cream. Make your face smooth like a smoothie. Then I remembered that I had run out of honey half a month ago. I spit out all the remaining flavored milk onto the computer! The real tragedy was yet to come. While I was busy wiping my keyboard, I accidentally pressed enter. Never had any backup for these pictures, so I always felt guilty about them in the first place. So now they were all gone. All gone. Jimmy. I mean, was that really the real tragedy? I mean... mean, Jimmy, I don't really care. The sip of water I had just taken must have been sitting there for days. Next thing I knew, I was feeling my stomach rumbling and hurting. I rushed into the bathroom. I was feeling like crap, and I had to suffer through this. Couldn't have felt worse. Jimmy, let me see your homework. Yeah, it's on the computer. Just check for yourself. No guarantee it'll be right. Got it. Jimmy, you are the man. Let me know if I can help you out sometime. Why did I never have any luck? The goddess of fortune. Where on earth are you? Okay. How many endings? Okay, it's literally 3 endings. Okay. Okay, let's rinse out first. If we do this, yeah, that's bad. Let's rinse out, put some milk on it, drink it before we mix it up. Okay. This letter feels entirely pointless. I eventually hit the cancel button. Bad. I still couldn't bring myself to do it. You coward. Couldn't tell if I was just too tired or if it was because of the milk. I hunched over the desk and fell asleep. Okay. That felt entirely pointless. Oh, are you okay? They win. It's... I mean, you're awesome, Lee Wen, but this entire corner of my little letterboard here has got me really concerned. I don't really feel too great about the prospects of Lee Wen crushing on her teacher. And Jimmy is still Jimmy. Like, do I really need to say any more? Okay, moving on. A woman with fiery hair. Whoa. I'm sorry, what? Thursday. On the side of a bush-covered hill, 2 kilometers away from Tai O Road. Through the scope of my M110, I was staring at a factory 1 kilometer away. I'm sorry, what? There was no other vantage point around the factory. This was the closest FFP available. Final firing position. Chosen position by a sniper to your mission. Covert passageways in and out. Available to artificial structures and roads, yeah. Downwind, close to water. Stay away from... Okay, that makes logical sense, but I'm sorry, what? Wind speed was 4.3 meters per second. There were no signs of that changing. Mil dot 4 minus 2. I laid out the bullets next to me in a straight line, warming them up in the sun. I'm sorry, what? 2:10 p.m. A small yellow sedan drove up to the factory entrance. Loading. The door opened, and a woman with a full head of fiery red hair got out of the car. Her name was Li Hua. She was the head of the firearms smuggling team in the Blood Gang. I'm sorry, what? Aiming. I pulled the trigger. The target was down. I saw a flash from a window on the 2nd floor of the factory. There was another sniper aiming at me. The bullet pierced and shattered the scope. I jerked myself to the side. The bullet didn't go through my eye as my opponent had hoped, but it did give me a severe injury. The right side of my face was burning. It felt like it was on fire. I lowered my body and slid down the other side of the slope. Got onto the motorcycle that I had prepared in advance. However, on the way back, my consciousness began drifting away. I lost control of the vehicle. The bike tumbled headfirst into a ditch. Oh, Jesus! Blood was mixing with the muddy water of the ditch. It was black and red everywhere. While Li Hua had been killed, completing a mission like this was rather embarrassing. Perhaps this wasn't the right job for me after all. Alicia. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? Her silhouette even reflected. Okay, so these two have to... Yeah, these two can This is interesting. I could see in the scope that my opponent had dodged my killing shot. Oh no! Nevertheless, I had earned enough time to disengage. Meanwhile, while I was distracted, the red-haired woman had disappeared from my sight. I lowered my body and slid down the other side of the slope. I got onto the motorcycle that I had prepared in advance. There would no doubt be enhancing their security after this. I had failed my first mission. I didn't know how to report back to Ray. The noise from the engine echoed through the valley. It sounded like a growl from an upset monster that no one could see, making me feel even more unsettled. B rank. We didn't die. We didn't get grievously injured. Wow, lots of endings. Lots of them bad. So we need to kill Lihua and dodge the sniper shot. This was the original bad end. I have a feeling this is bad. What was right in front of my right eye? Oh god. I had only one thought on my mind just as it was about to pierce my skull. I'm sorry, Ray. Bad! Let's not do that. Okay, target was down. Did the kill. Did we get another shot off at the sniper? Oh, yep. S rank already. I could see in the scope that my opponent had dodged my killing shot. Wait, no. Nevertheless, I had enough time to disengage, which I had accomplished. I lowered my body and slid down the other side of the slope. Got onto the motorcycle that I had prepared in advance. Rode away faster than a breeze. I reported the news to Ray, the luxury suite on the top floor of Melody Hall. He was very happy. I have something for you. Ray picked up his coat from the floor and pulled a small box from its pocket. He then handed it to me with his left hand. It's a shame I can't help you put it on. Later, I put the glamorous jeweled necklace into my special treasure box collection. And I took out a necklace with a cross on it. Out of the box. It was the necklace that I had worn ever since I was a kid. I put it into an envelope. I wanted to mail it to my brother. Over the last 4 years, I had been regularly sending money to the orphanage back home. Aunt Benita had also written back to me a couple of times. She told me that Carlos had been doing well, and that he had worked very hard in school. Carlos must have been all grown up now. He must have become a fine young man. I really wish that one day I could get a letter written by him. Oh! So we did kill Levi? We got a shot off at the sniper and left. I will take it. 4 years have passed since her last letter. Wow. Okay. I am surprised. We're still missing a lot of time here in Carlos's route. But, yeah. We just flew through those first 2 letters. Spotty and Chung Young Min. It was the middle of the night. The full moon was high up in the sky. A group of cats were gathering at the empty lot near the street. There were both house cats and stray cats. They formed a circle around the big empty pipe in the center of the lot. Atop of the pipe sat a fat black cat. He was giving his usual speech. It was unsurprisingly about how humans like pet dogs. What we should do to make the humans like us more. Those 2-legged walking monkeys only considered dogs to be smarter than cats because the dogs would fetch newspapers for them. The truth was just the opposite. Why should we bother to beg for the stupid humans who couldn't even tell that cats were smarter than dogs to like us? I turned the dead sparrow in front of me and rapped. making sure there was nothing edible left. No matter how many times I had tried it, the taste of the organs was still disgusting to me. Yuck. Ugh. I puked out a puddle of yellow liquid. A couple of house cats nearby sprinted away from me. Peh, pussies. Blackie, the fat black cat, kept rambling on with his boring and pointless speech. I was picking my teeth with my claws. Suddenly I felt a chill in the air. It was already late autumn. Soon it would be the worst season for us stray cats. I was 1 year old now, almost 20 in human years, so I was fairly strong. Still, lots of homeless cats have died at my age. Instead of wasting my time figuring out how to please those monkeys, I'd rather be preparing for the winter. That pipe seemed like a good place to use as shelter. I walked toward Blackie and jumped up to the pipe. Every shining eye stared at me, including Blackie's. He completely forgot what he was talking about. Excuse me, may I lie down here for a bit? You may keep going. You thought I would say that. Winner takes all. The loser loses it all. And I, Spotty, won it all. I stared at Blackie and puffed up my fur. That's right. Overwhelming my opponent was the way I do it. Raised a dried salted fish. I spat on his face. Wow, that's not nice.
Yum.
Ooh. Blackie was surprised by my spit, but he immediately swung the salted fish and hit my face with it. You come into my camp? Smack me on the head, spit in my face? In front of my family? This enormous piece of dried salted fish represented unquestionable authority. He is the fat cat of the cat world. Whoever had the dried salted fish was the leader of the cats. Furthermore, whoever was attacked by the dried salted fish, which right now meant me, would be considered the public enemy of the entire cat clan. A dozen cats sprung on me, biting my ears, clawing my paws, stepping on my back. Oh, Jesus! He even said a saying, two fists were no match for 4 hands. I was facing 40 claws. Ouch, ouch, ouchie, ouchie, ouch. Spotty. Bad. Warehouse now looked like a scene from hell, with bodies lying all over the ground. Lieutenant Kang's eyes were colder than ice. He looked nothing like himself anymore. He turned around slowly and stared at me as if I was only a bug. What had just happened? Was he pulling a prank on me? He looked entirely serious when he killed Choi Yo-han with 1 blow. Or rather, was it some kind of initiation test? A test that I had to pass to become an official member of Unit 4. My brain was still completely disoriented when my body jumped backwards by instinct. There was nothing left in the lieutenant's stare, except deadly menace. It was no prank, nor a test. I could feel that what was standing in front of me at this moment was not a normal human, but a dangerous beast. Oh boy. Yeah, okay, the more I hear of it, the more we hear of Lieutenant Kang and his obvious dissociative identity issues, the more it's being played for, obviously, the violent alternate personality. It's just not good. Don't like that. He was waiting for me to expose my vulnerability so that he could lunge at me and tear out my throat. We were both standing dead still. We were both staring deep into each other's eyes. We were both thinking of the best ways to prevail. I didn't have enough confidence. Even at the Shaolin Temple, I had never faced an opponent like this before. Oh, damn. Oh. Did you actually go to the Shaolin school? Nevertheless, I began to feel something. Perhaps because of my training at the temple, I guess so. I was feeling nothing but growing excitement. I was eager to give it my all in this fight. almost as if I had been waiting for this day my whole life. It would not do me any good if he kept stalling like this. I decided to at least poke my opponent first. In the world of Kung Fu, speed defines the winner. Think fast so you can come up with a strategy before your opponent. Move fast before you can outpace your opponent. Or so that you can outpace your opponent. In the real world, speed also has its very practical applications. For instance, no more money for you. Damn brat. Time to fight. He raised the gun. Oh shit. My Kung Fu is, I flung my tail out as hard as I could. What? Took a shot and flung my tail out from my sleeve. Oh yeah, I forgot you had that. The spearhead cut through the air with a shimmer, aimed at the Kang's right hand, which was holding his gun. That's not bad, but it stopped right before the lieutenant. Damn, not close enough. Lieutenant Kang's left hand clenched to a fist and he slowly lowered it. It was holding my tail firmly in its hand. Despite having been cut by the spear tip, blood was dripping down from his wrist. Behind his fist, his eyes were staring at me with nothing but contempt. You weak tricks. No one had been able to stop my tail with their bare hands before. At this point, I had no choice but to drop my weapon. Lieutenant Kang had finally seen his chance. He sprinted at me, still holding my tail in his left hand and the gun in his right. Ooh! And I heard a gunshot before I sank into an infinite darkness, filled with nothing but regret. A few weeks later, I woke up in the ICU of Busan Memorial Metropolitan Hospital. I was incredibly lucky to have survived the shot to my head. However, the bullet was lodged inside my skull in a delicate spot, so the doctors could not take it out. As a result, I had to endure occasional migraines for the rest of my life. Damn, that sucks. With my health condition, I thought that I would be reassigned to some boring post like the archives. But I didn't expect that they would ask me to resign. The police paid me a lot of money as compensation, but that was not what I had wanted. I wanted to be a police officer. How could everything turn out like this? Jang Gyung-min. Huh. That's kinda sad. Oh. Piece of dried fish and a gun. What? I think I could come up with something funny here. Can I really just switch between them? Switch them like this? How could a cat be holding a gun? Of course, that's what our power is. No matter what, events will unfold exactly according to your arrangement of the text. If it's something ridiculous, or even supernatural, it is still within the realm of the reasonable for us. This is how we were able to help Jimmy's class win the relay race. All we did was switch Jimmy from the last leg to the third leg, remember? As long as the internal logic of the story is not self-contradictory, there won't be any problems. In this case, what kind of logic shall we consider self-contradictory? I was wondering that myself. Example, earlier we discussed that after someone fainted or even died, he or she would not be able to perform additional actions. Therefore, any additional actions after a piece where the subject passes out or worse would automatically disappear. Okay, I think I got it. Oh boy. Blackie's got a gun. Let's... He raised a gun. Sure. Let's see what this does. I am intrigued. I slammed my tail on the pipe. Bang. It was my battle cry. Blackie was in shock. It was probably the first time any cat had ever challenged him. He nervously pulled the trigger. Meow? Wait, why did he have a gun? An enormous sound echoed across the lot. A few windows in the neighborhood lit up. The cats scattered as fast as they could, including Blackie. Only I was still sitting on top of the pipe in the empty lot. And my urine was dripping down from the pipe. In any case, this was my territory now. What? My spit flew into his eyes and temporarily blinded him. I thought I had the upper hand. Well, Lieutenant Kang swiftly took a swing at me with his right hand based on nothing but his hearing. He wasn't an easy opponent, that was for sure. A dried salted fish flew out of his right hand, charging toward me like a flash of light. Wait, salted fish? I quickly moved aside and dodged it. Thank goodness it was just a dried salted fish and not a gun. Now that you have missed your chance, it is my turn. He stomped on the ground and sprinted forward. I tightened my back muscles and rotated my shoulder. I swung my arm with my shoulder. I finally punched him with my fist. Attack number 3, Thunderbolt Punch! I hit Lieutenant Kang straight in his chest. He flew backwards and slammed into a pillar. Damn, boy! Finally, I could tell that he would be dreaming about Buddha for a while. I wiped the sweat off my face and let off a long breath. I had avoided hitting the lieutenant's critical spots with a punch earlier, so I knew he should be okay. What kind of person was he? I never realized that I've witnessed not one, but 2 masters in the Busan police precinct. Today, a custodian from the armory, and Lieutenant Kang. How interesting. I suppose it wouldn't be too bad to stay in Unit 4 then. Oh, I would love to spar with the lieutenant in the future. Wow. First try. We are flying through these letters today. Jesus Christ. What's this? Oh no. We are flying through letters today. God damn. Alright, life is like a box of chocolate milk. As soon as I walked into school that morning, I knew that something was wrong. Everyone I knew and didn't know was looking at me with a strange look, and they were all talking about something in a hushed voice. That was the girl. Wasn't the teacher new here? He was pretty old, wasn't he? Honestly, I wouldn't say no to a teacher as handsome as him. Living together? Oh no, that's too far. Living together? What on earth were they talking about? Jing was standing at the door of the classroom. She rushed toward me and dragged me into the restroom as soon as she saw me. She pulled out her phone and showed it to me. It was the top post on the school BBS forum. Senior student Li Wen from Class 1 living together with hot new art teacher. Oh boy. There were also a few photos of me and Mr. Wen, clearly taken from a distance in secret. Jimmy! All of them were from the evening of the exhibition. Jimmy! There are pictures of us at the entrance, in the cafe, viewed one with us going into our building. Dear God, what the hell were all of these? What did you do? Did you piss somebody off? How would somebody stalk you and take pictures of you, then make them public? What's going on? Carefully read the post again. It was posted by a newly registered account with no other information at all. The poster clearly wanted to remain anonymous. I thought about it as hard as I could for a long time, yet I still had no clue. I honestly couldn't think of anyone who would be so mad at me as to do this. How would I ever explain this whole thing? I ran to the 3rd floor of the office building, hoping to explain myself to Miss Yang. Just as I was about to step into the hallway, 2 tall boys stopped me, smirking. Miss Lee, we've heard you. We heard that you've been living together with a new art teacher. He isn't even that handsome, is he? What do you think about us, Miss Lee? Would you like to give us a shot? I was thinking about how to get rid of these losers when I saw Mr. Wen come over from one of the offices that had passed nearby. He had obviously noticed me, but he pretended that he hadn't. All my strength had suddenly left my body. I was at a loss. I didn't want to stay in school for one more moment. I ran back to the classroom, grabbed my backpack, and ran away from the school, in plain sight of everyone. There was a 7-Eleven on my way home. My stomach started rumbling when I arrived at the store entrance. I walked in and bought a box of chocolate milk. I also ended up giving them the wrong bill. Then I left the store. I walked into the small alley that led to my building. I felt a sudden spell of dizziness and I blacked out. I fell to the ground. My wallet fell out. The milk box was open and glugging down the throat. What? In a haze, I saw a dark and thick hand pick up my wallet and throw the empty milk box into a nearby trash can. He carried me on his shoulder and kept walking deeper into the alley. My eyes began to slowly close shut. It felt as if I couldn't open them anymore. Whoa. Oh no. I'm being taken away by a bad man. I'm screwed. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself locked inside a strange room without a window. Oh. 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 No. The door screeched and opened. A man wearing a beach shorts and a tank top walked in. I recognized him. I finally realized that for some people in this world, there was nothing beneath them. Robbery, kidnapping, even... I tried to back away from him, but my legs were tied to the table. I couldn't move. Not even 1 inch. I could only shut my eyes. If only I had left some clues. Oh no. Oh no. Somebody help me. Okay. Immediately. What happened to us that we passed out? We didn't even drink the milk, so it wasn't that. Our wallet needs to fall out immediately. And we need to pass out not in the... Okay, something disappeared. I fell down the stairs at the door of 7-Eleven. Unfortunately, the cashier wasn't paying attention as there hadn't been too many customers. In a haze, I saw a dark and thick hand pick up my wallet and throw the empty milk box into a nearby trash can. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself lying in a hospital bed. The doctor said that I had fallen down the stairs at the door of the 7-Eleven and broken my right arm. I needed to rest for a few days at home. The smell of the detergent in the hospital made me feel sick. I didn't want to stay for 1 more second. Somebody had taken my wallet and I couldn't pay my bill to leave. Why did bad things keep happening to me? After school, Jing showed up at the hospital. She gave me a big hug and I broke down crying. How many endings are there here? Oh dear. Okay, so... because we fell down... I mean... okay. So again, we fell down the stairs. I opened my eyes again, I found myself lying in the hospital bed. Doctor said I had fallen down the stairs to the door, broke my right arm, need to rest for a few days. Why bad things keep happening to me? Didn't want to stay for 1 more second. Fortunately, I had just enough money in my wallet to pay my bill. Then I left in a hurry. Okay. Improvement. I don't want to walk into the back alley. Okay, that is... oh, no. Don't like this. Don't like this. This is probably bad. Okay. In a haze, I saw a dark and thick hand pick up my wallet. No. Bad band. I tried my best to focus all my remaining strength and squeeze the milk box in my hand. Milk drops left a trail along the ground. Just when the box was emptied out, there was nothing left. My eyes began to slowly close shut. I felt like I couldn't open them anymore. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself locked inside a strange room without a window. A school uniform, shirt... No. No. I recognized him. Jesus. Bad. Okay, let's just not walk into the alley. Okay, let's trigger the hints. Lose my wallet before I walk into the alley. Before we walk into the alley. Nope, 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 don't like this. Focus on my remaining energy and strength. Greet the milk box. Box was emptied. Took another turn into an even more obscure, tiny path deep inside the alley. Couldn't open them anymore. It was my final wish, but I thought I saw somebody running toward us. Oh! When I opened my eyes again, I found myself lying in my own bed, covered with a warm blanket. My bag and wallet were on a chair next to the bed. There was no one else in the room. Someone who had been passing by must have saved me. Although, how would a random hero know where I lived? My phone buzzed twice. Jing had texted me more than once. Are you okay? I just heard that the school BBS had been hacked. Everything was gone. Feel better, okay? Everything will get better soon. Jing, thank you. Hackers. The hero who saved me. And Mr. Wen. So many things had happened today. I pulled the blanket up to cover my face. It had been completely drained. I didn't want to think about anything anymore. I'm more inclined to New character. Who's this? Who is this?
如果时间可以重来，
Oh. Who the heck is this? Jimmy. Oh, Ray! That's who saved Alicia from the... Whoa! Whoa! Goddamn! Goddamn! So 4 years have passed since her horrible time around Manisha. Hopefully her life is better now, despite things changing significantly. Darkest thought. I should stuff dead rats into the humans' beds. Wow, he's got a lot of information here. Okay, we've done enough exploring here. Let's deal with Chen Gungmin, who I have a feeling is going to be crashing some cars. Port of Busan, near Warehouse 23. Oh no, we're still tied up with this? About 40 people that were there, lying, standing, running. Fishermen who were up early for work had gathered around when they realized that something big had happened. The reporters who had heard some tips were huddling with them, hoping to catch any newsworthy material that could make a career. The only two people who knew what had happened had already left the scene. The ambulance was traveling as fast as it could, without trying to remain steady. Lieutenant Kang was lying on the seat opposite me. He was still unconscious. The medic said that he was basically asleep and that there was no need to worry. I wasn't surprised. After all, I had intentionally avoided his critical spots earlier. Maybe after the nap he would be even more relaxed. Tired. I felt so tired. First I had to knock out a mob of gangsters. Then I'd been threatened by Choi Yo-han. Then I still had to fight the lieutenant. I hadn't slept the whole night. Still, I had so many questions in my head that I couldn't rest at all. Why would Lieutenant Kang attack me? And how had he become so strong, like another person completely? What kind of secrets had the lieutenant been hiding? Furthermore, this bald-headed, muscular man who was lying between us due to loss of blood, who was he? Who was he? Considering the situation with the lieutenant, I began to find this big man suspicious too. Farley took a syringe from a tray near us and hid it, just in case one of them suddenly woke up and tried to stab me with it like a maniac. His veins. The medic mumbled something while trying to give the big man an IV. Whoa! Suddenly the ambulance took a sharp left turn and the driver slammed on the brakes to slow down. I heard a few curses from the driver's seat. The ambulance started again. And we noticed that the needle had slashed the muscular man. There was a deep cut in his arm. Strangely, though, there's no blood coming out of the cut at all. Transfiguration? Changing the color of the outfit. What? What does this have to do with anything? Oh, is that what we did? Ambulance being tailed? But I'm still confused at what relevance that had. I was trying to remember the documentaries about transfiguration that I had seen in the police academy. Oh. Transfiguration was a skill that could not only change one's looks, but even one's figure. A transfiguration expert could wear a disguise that was good enough to fool anyone. Good enough to fool anyone farther than 20 centimeters away. This was my first time ever witnessing it at such a close distance. It was so shockingly real. The bodysuit had different thicknesses in different areas. What? Thicker parts perfectly resembled the texture of bulging muscles. The suit was also completely skin tight once put on a person, leaving no gaps between the suit and the wearer's skin, preventing people from sensing anything unnatural by contact. It was very difficult to replicate the texture of real skin on the suit, though. Most people who wore it to transfigure themselves would be exposed when people touched their skin. Oh. However, this female senior officer, with a perfect body and important details, was brave enough and skilled enough to go undercover in a violent gang, all while pretending to be a shirtless meathead. Wow. It simply meant that she must be a master among masters in transfiguration. The people in Unit 4 were practically superheroes. I took out a pack of tissues from my pocket and calmly wiped off the blood coming out of my nose. Not only was this my first time seeing somebody using transfiguration, it was also my first time seeing a naked, gorgeous woman like this. Oh my god. Lieutenant Kang had told me before that Officer Ji-yoon had never attended the police academy, so she was even younger than me. More importantly, she also had a full head of shining, long, and straight black hair. She was essentially a goddess of my dreams. Her From now on, I would be able to spend time with a senior officer like this every day. I, Chen Min, could die a happy man any time now. Someone had just come out of the operating room. It was a young nurse. She ran toward me as I was the only person in the hallway. Are you a family member of the patient? I nodded my head, shook it, nodded again. She's lost too much blood. We need at least 1,200 cc's more for a transfusion, but we're running out of blood. There haven't been enough donations recently. Our blood bank doesn't have enough blood of her type in its storage. We're also having a shortage of another type too. I think it is... Oh right, it was type A. What is Officer Ji-Yeon's blood type? Type O. What was my blood type again? Where would I injected before? Let me think. Yes, it was type A. Lieutenant Kang, who had been asleep since we got to the hospital, was suddenly standing behind me. Mine is type B. The nurse looked sympathetic. I'm sorry, but neither of your blood types are a match. I'll have to go and call another hospital. I hope it is not too late. Mixing the blood of healthy people externally. The type O can't accept any other blood types for transfusion, but they can give transfusions to anyone else. A few minutes after she had hurried away, the sign went off. The doctor slowly pushed open the door to the operating room. Everything seemed to be moving in slow motion. The door looked like it was as heavy as a mountain. I'm so sorry. I held my head in my hands, staring at the floor. I couldn't breathe. It was all because of my little trick. I hadn't shot her. If only I was a better police officer, she'd still be alive. Chen Min. Well. Oh, wow. Can we change someone's blood type? I mean, this feels like the proper conclusion. The nurse looked at me. In this case, we can only take 400 cc's from you. 400 cc's isn't enough. I draw the blood from you first, and go call another hospital later. I hope it won't be too late. Watch as the nurse hurried away. Then I realized Lieutenant Kang was gone too. Half an hour later, the sign went off. Oh? Everything seemed to be moving in slow motion. The door looked like it was as heavy as a mountain. I'm so sorry. I stared at the floor. I couldn't breathe. Lieutenant Kang had just rushed back in with a few colleagues. Must have found some people with matching blood types. After hearing the doctor's words, he angrily kicked at a hospital bed in the hallway. Yes, they were too late. Rank C. Okay, 6 endings in all. If we give type A, then Kang is type O, then we can no. They're short type B. We both have type A, so Young Min can donate. We give one of these guys type O. Oh good, great. Both your blood types are a match. We'll take 400 cc's from each of you, plus the last 400 cc's of type O blood in our storage, and it should be enough. I'll draw blood from you both immediately. She gently pushed a needle into my arm. Watched as my blood slowly filled a bag, thinking about how it was going to save her life. You've been in my unit for a while now. Never had the chance to tell you something. Lieutenant Kang, who had his blood drawn earlier, leaned on the long bench next to me and spoke to me. Considering what I had accomplished today, was he going to reward me with something? To tell me something? Could it be? You are very good? You're the best new recruit I have ever seen? You're not awful? Unit 4 is so lucky to have you? Haha, I just couldn't stop my imagination. He took out a cigarette and put it in his mouth. Then he must have realized that he couldn't smoke here, so he took it out and put it back in the pack. Never be late again. If you are, I'll have you transferred. Dump. Dang. Okay, we will see who is coming up next.
Lo siento.
Oh,
만약 돌아갈 수만 있다면
stalking mission. Wow. This connection here is really unnerving. I hope Jimmy wasn't responsible for this. He may have been responsible for the hacking and deleting it because he's shown that skill set before. May have been responsible for deleting the BBS post. But it wasn't really clear if the BBS had been hacked and that had been posted, or if someone had just hacked in and deleted it. May have been responsible for part of it, but the pictures that showed up here sound awfully like the pictures that Mr. Creepo took. I like to think that Teach tracked her down before anything bad happened, but I'm still not comfortable with the idea of the romantic subtext between them. Yeah, not good. I'd be alright if it was less romantic and more parental, parent-child. Obviously, she lost her father, and he lost his wife. Li Wen being the next-door neighbor child that he never got to have with his late wife. I'd be more comfortable if their story played out like that, instead of the romantic subtext that we're getting right here. Jimmy, enough said. Wow. Spotty's got a gun. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, is this new? Choyohan, old rifle. Ah, yeah, this is new. Good going, kid. Okay, time to sign off for the day. That was a, again, this game never fails to deliver with the fun hijinks and the emotional trauma. We have a new character that we're going to get into next time on Will, A Wonderful World. Until next time, until then.